Did you know that infants are ready to learn sign language? 2-year-olds are ready to learn the basics of science, and 3-year-olds are ready to learn coding? Your child is ready to learn, and at Primrose Schools, teachers make the most of this time by creating a joyful, purposeful learning experience unlike any other.
For instance, have you heard of the Primrose Friends? In every Primrose school classroom, teachers use these 12 lovable puppets to make character development joyful, meaningful, and memorable. From exploring generosity with Benjamin the Bear to practicing honesty with Peanut the Pony, every friend plays a special part in helping children learn important values while having plenty of fun along the way. We could all use some friends like that. You can learn more at primroseschools.com. Now enrolling infants through children age 5. That's primroseschools.com for more information. Elizabeth, we are always talking about the small things that we can do that make a big impact, not just in our own lives, but for the planet as well. And that's why I'm such a big fan of our food recycler, Mill. Mill is the one easy thing that makes reducing food waste effortless. Mill is the cleanest, easiest way to prevent food waste at home. It makes keeping food out of the trash as easy as dropping it in. Toss in your scraps, forget about it. No smell, no mess, no effort. You can keep filling it and filling it for weeks. You might even skip a garbage day or two. Mill turns your food scraps into nutrient-rich grounds you can use in your garden or compost, or Mill can pick them up and get them to a local farm.
And an added bonus, wasting less food feels really good. All the guilt and stress I used to feel when cleaning out my fridge is gone. Mill makes it easy and even joyful to reduce food waste, taking a global problem and turning it into a simple daily step at home.
But you have to live with Mill to really get it. Good thing you can try it risk-free and get $75 off with code HAPPY. Visit mill.com/happy. That's mill.com/happy.
Lemonada.
I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is A Little Happier. For my book, Life in 5 Senses, I explored how we can make our lives happier, healthier, more creative, and more productive by paying closer attention to our 5 senses. What a joy it was to write that book. It's funny, no matter what we're aiming to achieve, we can use our 5 senses to help us achieve it, even when the things we want point in the opposite directions. We can use our 5 senses to calm down or to rev up. We can use them to help us think creatively or to power through drudge work. We can use them to give ourselves comfort or to give ourselves excitement. As part of the work of that book, of course, I explored our sense of hearing, which includes listening to other people, one of the most important things that we do with our senses. And I got interested in the subject of gossip. There's an old saying, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people, but that's not quite true. Gossip, or speaking about people who are not present, is a ubiquitous feature of human communication. We spend about an hour each day gossiping. Gossip has a bad reputation. People assume that by gossiping, we spread hurtful rumors or waste time. But gossip serves many important social functions. It helps us feel closer to each other. It helps us understand the values of our community. It unifies people who play by the rules and exposes misbehavior. It helps us cooperate. Often, most gossip is neutral in tone, just newsy. Only about 15% of gossip involves negative judgment. Also, gossip is fun. Oxytocin, the love hormone, is associated with pleasure, cooperation, and positive feelings. When people engage in gossip, their oxytocin levels increases significantly in comparison to emotional, non-gossip conversation. Of course, gossip can be terrible. It can cause damage, conflict, anxiety, and misinformation. I don't want to minimize those negative consequences. But it's helpful to recognize that in its positive form, it plays an important part in human relations. In the past, when I'd share information about someone, I sometimes felt guilty, like it was always bad to talk about someone who wasn't present. Now I understand that if information is neutral and not private, sharing information in a social network has many positive effects. We care about other people. and we love to hear about what they're doing, saying, and thinking. I'm Gretchen Rubin, and I hope this makes your week a little happier. From the Onward Project.
Hi, Gretchen, Craig Robinson, and my little sister Michelle here. We host a new podcast called IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson. We know you're the queen of giving advice, so we wanted to get a few tips from you.
You know, Gretchen, a lot of our listeners are going through some major life changes. What advice do you have for folks who are trying to stay grounded in the midst of major life transitions?
Craig and Michelle, I am so happy to be talking to you. Here are a few questions that might help us gain perspective. So consider questions like this. What activities take up my time but are not particularly useful or stimulating for me? Do I spend a lot of time on something that's important to someone else but is not very important to me? If I could magically change one habit in my life, what would I choose? And here's a question. Would I like to have more time in solitude, restorative solitude, or would I like to have more time with friends? You know, just thinking about questions like this can help us start to figure out how we might make our lives happier. With greater self-knowledge, we're better able to make hard decisions that reflect ourselves, our own nature, our own interests, our own values. In my own case, I have found that the more my life reflects my nature, the happier I get, and the more grounded I feel when I'm going through a period of major change or transition. For more great advice, search for IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson wherever you get podcasts. You can listen to Issa Rae on letting go of certain friendships, Kiki Palmer on why disappointment is actually the key to career success, Seth and Lauren Rogan on caring for aging parents, and so many more.